next week as well. I'm going to have a couple of guests on my show. Hello there.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you for coming on.
This is a long time coming. We've scheduled this for a while, and just it's like two ships crossing in the night.
Yes, I totally understand. It's okay. So, little brief history. In 2013, you were on a TV show called How I Met Your Mother. And also, in 2016, you were on another TV show. I'm looking at my notes on Fresh Off the Boat. And let's talk about your role on the TV show called How I Met Your Mother.
Awesome. Well, it was a very, very small role. I booked it. It was my very first co-star audition. And I remember going into I think it was the Fox lot to audition, and I got it. It was really cool. One of the actresses was actually sick that day, so they called me in really super early, and I waited around all day. And then I had my scene with Neil Patrick Harris, who was very friendly. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's season 8, episode 13. So it was a lot of fun. It was a great crew. I got to work with an amazing director, Pam Fryman, who I was able to actually work with again, fast forward like a year ago.
Mm-hmm. And that was amazing. I've seen the show How I Met Your Mother, and you did great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And then, of course, your other show I just mentioned, what was that about?
So Fresh Off the Boat is a show that takes place in my hometown. It takes place in Orlando, Florida, where I'm originally from. And I auditioned for that show like 3 or 4 times, and then I finally got it, and it was a lot of fun. We shot on location at a toy store. Constance Wu was amazing. Randall Park was amazing. Just a lot of fun.
Wow, amazing. And then, of course, 2019, you were on a different show. Looking at my notes here, you were on the Speechless Announcer. What was that about?
So Speechless is a show with Minnie Driver on ABC. Now, this is a funny story because the casting director is really well known here in LA, and she brings in tons of people. And I was on hold 7 or 8 times for being on that show. And then finally I booked it, and it was like, yay. A lot of fun. It was done at a local theme park, like a water park called like White Wolf Lodge or something. And it was not too far from here. So that was a lot of fun.
Well, that's awesome. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Also, you have any upcoming roles that you have?
So I just shot a television show in New Mexico. I can't say the name of it yet, but it was really,
I understand.
Really cool. It should be out next year. I also have a Netflix show coming out, a very big profile Netflix show that I can't talk about. Hopefully there's a release date for that.
Can you talk a little bit about it?
No.
I tried.
You tried. And then I'm also in the pilot of a new comedy series on NBC, which I sort of can talk about. I'm in a pilot for the reboot of Night Court. So
okay.
Night Court is being remade. And yeah, so that comes out. I'm not sure when, but hopefully this year.
Well, definitely.
And then I just booked something on cable.
Okay.
A really awesome comedy. I have to be vague about a lot of stuff if you can't tell. I booked an awesome comedy series that has multiple seasons. So yeah.
That's awesome. I was trying to get it out of you, but I couldn't. Hey, talk show host.
Yeah, we have to be vague sometimes, unfortunately.
Right. Next time I'll get it out of you. So, what attracted you to begin your acting career, and why?
I think just in middle school and high school, I was like an extrovert. And this is all I wanted to do. So I remember when I was 16 in Orlando, my first job was actually at a theme park, being friends with Mickey's dog Pluto and Eeyore. And so I worked in theme parks as a character. And so that's what sort of attracted me. And then I went on to do an international tour. with Feld Entertainment, which does Disney Live, and they did Ringling Brothers. So yeah. But what attracted me is just this is almost all I know. So yeah, I mean, I just do it.
Did you actually see your? No, no, it's okay. No, it's kind of interesting. It's actually a really good story background. And did you see yourself moving from Florida to go across kind of halfway United States to go to California?
So in 2012, I was working full time at Disney World in Orlando. I was in an equity. I was doing an equity doing an equity contract, doing improv comedy at the parks, and I was getting a little burnt out. So I was doing that, and I was doing mainly commercial work in Orlando because a lot of it's non-union commercials. And so I made the choice to either move to LA or New York. And my friend I went to New York and I loved it, and it was amazing. And then my friend pulled me aside, who is a mentor of mine. He goes, look, you're going to do okay in New York, but you're going to do better in LA. You should really move to LA. And he listed 6 reasons why. And I was like, okay, I'll go to LA for 2 weeks just to check it out. And I came here and I loved it. So yeah. And then I literally moved like 3 months later.
Wow. Wow. Again, congratulations.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I moved just shortly after my 30th birthday. So I came to LA in my 30s.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, and I know I mentioned some shows and films, but other than that, how many films and shows have you performed up to now?
Oh my goodness, I don't even know. Honestly, I've lost count. I know I have about 12 co-stars, about 3 guest stars, and 2 recurring guest stars. And the majority of those are from the past 10 years.
Wow. And out of all those roles, which one was your favorite?
Ooh. So I don't know if we can curse, so I'll just say the abbreviations. There was a show called WTF Baron Davis. It was on Fuse, Fuse. It was on the Fuse network, and it was a very improv-based show with the basketball player Baron Davis, and I played his assistant. It was so much fun. It was I'm in 4 episodes of that. So much fun. The director was amazing. It was just lots of elbow room to play. So yeah, that's probably one of my favorite ones.
I bet he was a tall basketball player.
He was totally tall. He was really, really cool. He was the producer as well, so he called the shots. He was great to work with.
That's awesome. And what's your greatest strength as being an actor?
I think comedy is my good forte. I think my comedy chops are good. I can riff off of people. But I think deep down drama is going to get better, and I'm going to start booking some stuff with drama because, in my opinion, a lot of comics are really good at dramatic roles. So, yeah.
So you're more a comedian guy, seems like.
Yeah, I'm more, not in the sense of stand-up comedy, but I do more comedic roles.
So you see yourself maybe what do you call it?
A cheaper version of Jonah Hill.
That too, or there we go. What I was going to say, you see yourself being a comedy actor, like in a Hangover movie.
Probably more in television and sitcom.
Okay.
So, but more comedy, yeah.
Okay. So more like a TV show.
Yeah, I think TV is more my focus. Look, I'm an actor. I'm not going to say no to anything, but TV is more my focus.
Okay. So another question with that is, do you see yourself more with TV show instead of movie? Or are you more a TV show guy, or are you more both?
Well, what I get seen for is mostly television. I mean, I see myself in both, but my resume says I'm more TV. So yeah, I would say more TV.
Okay. So what was the most challenging role you ever taken or played?
Probably Shakespeare. A long time ago, I did Shakespeare, and I did The Merchant of Venice, and that was tough. It was for a company in Orlando, and I would say playing Shylock, because they did it in a way that was a little odd, and it really expanded my mind, and it was awesome. But it was pretty tough. It was out of my comfort zone, which was great.
Yeah, it's hard to get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, totally.
It is. So provide me an example of a time when you overcome a challenging on set.
You know what? This is a great question, because it just happened. When I say just happened, it happened like a year ago. July of last year, we were shooting the pilot for Night Court.
Okay.
And we had just done the red. This is like day 2 of 5. So we had just done the table read, and I was called by my partner, and he let me know my dog had passed away. My dog was a puppy. He was like less than a year and a half old. And so I had to basically put on the big boy pants and continue through the day. This was like at 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30 in the morning. And I still had 5 days. So I really didn't have time to do more than just like acknowledge it and move on. And that's what's needed. I told the director about it. She gave me a big old hug. The cast and crew was amazing. But yeah, I would say that was probably the hardest day I've ever had on set.
Wow.
Is that day. That was a tough week because it was like one of the best weeks of my life professionally and one of the worst weeks of my life personally. So.
Well, I'm so sorry about that, to hear that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I totally am. I really am.
But if I could go through that, I could go through anything. That's the way I look at it. Well, hopefully not anything, but, but yeah.
Knock on wood. What's your greatest strength as an actor?
I think socially, I just get along with everyone. So I don't care how many credits you have. You know, if I'm working with you, we're like, cool. It's like, whatever. So I think I just get along with everything. Chemistry.
Okay, that's true. That's good. That's
Yeah.
true. Same here. What role, if deeply affected you personally, perhaps changed you in a permanent manner?
I would say when I worked at Disney, I was doing improv, and I created a character, and I embodied that character every day for 8 hours for 4 years. And I would say that because I fostered some of the best relationships I've ever had in my life, and I continue to have. So I would say my time at Disney doing Streetmosphere or Citizens of Hollywood. So
if you mind me asking, what's the difference between Disney and Hollywood? Was it Disney was more interacting with kids and other people?
So what I did was we basically were like these 1940s actors on the streets of Hollywood studios, and we did little sketches and skits and stuff like that. So we did that. They don't offer that over here in Disneyland. They only do that at Disney World, and hopefully it's coming back because since COVID they shut it down.
Right.
But it's interactive. It's interactive theater. You know, you bring people into the story.
Interesting. Now, just a curiosity question is, what's the difference? I know it's kind of funny. Difference between California's Disneyland, where we are, compared to Florida's Disney.
Okay. I'll show you a comparison.
Sorry, I'm just curious.
People watching will say agree. So this is the castle at Disney World. This is the castle at Disneyland. Disneyland, Disney World. No, in my opinion, and I always tell people this, I think Disney World was created for tourists, and Disneyland is more local. And so you have that nostalgia factor of Disneyland than Disney World. And in regards to acting, so it's run by two different unions. Disney World is Actors Equity Association, which is the union that does Broadway and some regional theater. And then Disneyland is AGVA, which is the American Guild of Variety Artists, which does the Rockettes. They do some stage Cirque du Soleil shows. So it's two totally different ways of management as well.
Do you recommend that to someone who wants to get into acting to try to go to Disneyland or Disney World to go from there as well, or just?
It depends on what your talents are. You know, Disney World is a lot of musical theater, or it's a lot of comedy. It's a lot of improv, sketch comedy based. So if that's your thing, yeah, why not? It's a great place to have a career. It's a great place to get your feet wet. It's a great place to stay forever. I know people who have been there for 30 years doing the same thing every day, but it's not the same thing because it's improv. So it just depends on what you want. But for me, it was a great place to have my career for a few years.
That's awesome. And do you miss it?
I miss the people. I miss the people that I met. Like I said, I have a lot of relationships that I continue from that time in my life. But it was a lot of fun. And
if you ever had an opportunity, would you go back and do it?
No, because Florida's really hot, and it was outdoor theater, and it was really taxing and exhausting. Not to say I wouldn't be up for it, but you know, it's one of those things where I think I would go if I could go for like 2 weeks and do it. Yeah, that would be great, but not full time. Not full time. And I also don't want to move back to Florida. Like, I love California.
Right. I totally understand.
Yeah.
So, no, it really is hot there. So what do you believe is the most challenging aspect of being an actor?
I think everybody has, including myself, has an issue with self-doubt. It's very easy to doubt yourself. It's very easy to say, put value on yourself. It's like, well, I'm not good enough because I didn't book this, or I didn't get the call back. You are good enough. So I would say self-doubt. Self-doubt is the biggest challenge I think we as actors have.
Okay, that's a good one. What do you say is your greatest accomplishment as being an actor so far?
Working consistently. Working consistently, I think, is my greatest accomplishment. I have the privilege to be on TV from time to time. I have the privilege to do classes. I have the privilege to be living in a house that's or an apartment that's run by my career. So that's my greatest accomplishment.
That's awesome to hear. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, which role which other role would you like to see yourself play or interact on set?
I would say I would like to be a series regular on a comedy show, like a sitcom or something. That would be awesome, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would probably be like the end goal.
And then, do you mind providing me an example? Which show?
Something like Reno 911 or
The Office.
The Office, yeah, something similar to, like, of course, who wouldn't want to be in something like The Office? The Office, Reno 911, How I Met Your Mother. You know, there's so many other things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One of my favorite shows from a long time ago is like Strangers with Candy, which was on Comedy Central. It's the dumbest show you'll ever see in your life, but it's so funny. So I'd like to be in something overly satirical where some people like it and some people just call it stupid. That's what I would like to do.
That's almost good. That's good.
What's it called? An Adult Swim Cartoon Network show.
That's awesome. That's really good. Here's one.
Schitt's Creek, exactly. Like she just said.
Yes.
An amazing opportunity.
Here's one. There is a scene where your character is supposed to be sad, but you're feeling happy. How do you overcome that?
Um, I'm terrible at telling people my process because I don't think I really. I have a grounded process, but I just don't think about it. So I just do it. You know, you think of sad times you've been through. I don't know. I just do it. I don't overthink it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that sounds weird to some, but I try my best not to overanalyze. So
Same here.
like I had a scene. It's not out yet, but I'm in a courtroom talking about my brother's death.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, you have to put that into perspective of like, you're putting a man in jail and you're, you know, you lost a brother, you lost a family member, it was taken from you. So you just have to like sort of internalize all of that. It's circumstances.
Right. I totally understand. I do. What's your favorite memory on time on set?
Favorite memory on time on set. Probably my first feature film. My first feature film was a movie called Spring Breakers in 2012. I think it came out in 2013. With, I'm forgetting her name. Selena Gomez was amazing. And the director, Harmony Korine, was just incredible to work with. He was shooting with me and he was just like, hey bud, what's up, blah 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 blah, and it was just really chill. So and it was, again, it was my very first feature, so I think that was probably one of my most memorable times.
And how was it like working with Selena Gomez?
She was fantastic. Vanessa Hudgens was also in that film. Vanessa Hudgens was incredible inside the makeup trailer. So yeah.
And if you mind me asking, what's that film about?
I've actually never seen it, but the movie itself is it's called Spring Breakers, and it's about these three girls who basically rob people. And if you've ever seen any Harmony Korine's movies, mm-hmm. his films are really odd. He's a brilliant director, but he's really odd. So,
wow.
And then my scene didn't make the cut of the final film, but it is in the director's cut. So I'm still getting residuals for that. So yeah.
That's awesome. Man, I wish you were in it.
Yeah. Well, you can still see me in it if you rent the DVD and or you watch the director's cut.
Okay, definitely.
Because it's out there.
All right. Everybody, you just heard him. Check it out.
Yeah.
Seriously. So do you have any funny or interesting stories of your time on set or behind the scenes stories?
Interesting, yes. So it was actually happened not too long ago. I did This Is Us. I did the show This Is Us, and they were like, great, your scene's over with. If you could just go chill over here. And they forgot about me for the entire, they forgot about me literally for 5 hours. and I don't care, but they forgot about me for like 5 hours, and they broke for lunch and everything. And then they're like, hey, and they literally brought me back right where I was. They're like, hey, I think we might have one more thing for you to do. And they're like, then they went, did you break for lunch? And I said, no. Did you go back to your trailer? I said, no. And then there was that moment where they're like, you've been here the entire time. And I was like, yeah. They were like, oh my gosh, we're so sorry. Like, they were very apologetic. And of course, the powers that be were scrambling because they thought that I was going to like throw a fit or something. And I was like, no, it's all good. It's all good. They got me lunch really quick. You know what I mean? And the reason they did it is because with COVID, they sort of like separate everybody so you can't touch and you're far from people. And so I was like in a completely different space around the corner from the rest of the cast. And I was there with about 4 other people, but those 4 people were on set at the time. So yeah, that was probably one of the oddest and funniest things. But it was a great cast and crew, and the check cleared. So there you go.
And it was on this TV show called This Is Us.
This Is Us on NBC. Yeah,
it's a great show, by the way.
They just ended their 9th season, their final season, which was the 9th season.
I love that show, by the way. It's amazing.
It's really, really good.
And what was your role in that set? If you mind me asking.
Oh, this was just a one-day role. I played a production assistant for one of the lead characters. Mm-hmm. So I was like his assistant.
That's awesome. And you got to meet the cast and everything.
Yeah.
How was it?
Great. We one of the cast members actually took me out, and we walked around the Paramount lot, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's Dr. Phil's car." And then we actually saw Dr. Phil come out of the set, who is a giant man. So it was really cool because
are you allowed to say who took you out?
Yeah, it was. I'm forgetting his name though. It's the lead hunky guy from This Is Us. I'm trying to remember his name.
He forgot his name.
Yeah, let's see. This Is Us cast. I can tell you right now. No, not him. Justin Harley, who plays Kevin. Justin Harley, who plays Kevin. He was really, really cool. He took me around. We had coffee, and he was like, because it was my first time working on the Paramount lot, and it was like, I've been here 10 years, and it was like, I've auditioned on the Paramount lot, but it was the first show that I booked on the Paramount lot. So
that's awesome. And he showed you this is Dr. Phil's car and all that stuff.
Yep. And he was awesome. We talked about his dog and how he rescued a dog. He was very, very nice.
And who rescued a dog? Dr. Phil?
No, Jeff Hartley.
Oh, you want to tell us? You want to tell us?
Justin Hartley.
Oh, Justin, sorry. Do you want to tell us how he rescued a dog?
I actually don't know many details. He was just like, "Oh, we just got a dog, and we rescued it." So.
Oh, okay. I thought it'd be like some cool rescue that he went in the water and rescued. I don't know.
Oh no.
I'm exaggerating. My English is bad. You know what I'm trying to say.
Very superhero.
Is there something we should know about you?
Not really. I'm a normal dude. I have 2 dogs. Mm-hmm. You know, I have a great partner. I'm literally just a normal dude who gets to work in TV. That's it.
That's awesome. Do you have any hidden talents that nobody know about you?
No, I have hidden hobbies. Like I like collecting art. I'm obsessed with like old movie stars like Laurel and Hardy and Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton and all that fun stuff. Like actors from the 1920s, 30s, and 40s. And I have a lot of autographs in my house. Like I have a Charlie Chaplin autograph. I have a Buster Keaton autograph, Laurel and Hardy. So yeah.
That's awesome. And
I collect nice stuff. Like I have, like I like Gucci, you know.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
I wish I could collect stuff, but I never got into it.
I like to travel.
Me too. I do too. So are you what do you have any? Do you collect those stuff, and do you like hang them on your wall? Do you just put them in a little pantry?
They're up in my house. Like it's a little museum.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. If you could meet, I know you met a lot of actors, but if you could meet any actor or actress and have dinner or lunch or breakfast with them, who would it be and why?
Alive or dead?
We'll do both.
Okay. Alive, I would love to have dinner with Dick Van Dyke.
Okay. Why is that?
Well, Dick Van Dyke is a legend. He's Dick Van Dyke. I mean, Mary Poppins, the Dick Van Dyke Show. he's beloved. It's like the male equivalent. Hush, buddy. That's my dog. Um, sorry, the male equivalent of like Betty White. You know what I mean? Lulu. So yeah, he's like the male equivalent of Betty White. That's why I would have it. That's why I would do that.
Oh, okay, okay. How about
and he also gave the eulogy for like Buster Keaton and Stanley.
Oh yes.
So he knew my he knew my idols and my super fun stuff like before they were died. You know what I mean? Like he actually physically knew them. So the stories he could tell, you know.
Okay.
And Dead, I would like to do probably Stan Laurel. From Laurel and Hardy.
And then how about a director?
Oh, director. Stanley Kubrick. I'd love to have lunch with Stanley Kubrick, just to see what he was like, because that mind is so. His work is amazing. Just Clockwork Orange is an amazing film. The Shining. Yeah, I would say Stanley Kubrick.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know, I can't wait to hear about more about your project when I have you back on my show, and hear about all upcoming films you have.
Well, right now, I forgot to mention it. I do have something that just came out. I was in an episode of The Offer on Paramount Plus, so check that out. It was a lot of fun.
And what is that about?
The Making of the Godfather.
That's awesome.
So
congratulations.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. Thank you.
Congratulations.
It was a lot of fun. I'm in a scene with Juno Temple, who was one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you kindly.
You're very welcome. And thank you for coming on my show. And
like I said, it was a long time coming. We were like crossing 2 ships in the night. So it finally happened.
And of course, I look forward to having you back on my show.
Well, anytime.
Thank
let
you.
Me know.
I will. I know we had a little difficulty.
I love what you're doing.
Thank you. It means a lot.
You basically talk to artists and actors every day, so that's awesome.
I appreciate it. It means a lot. Thank you very much. And of course, congratulations. You've done a lot, and I'm proud of you. And I can't wait to have you back.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Keep up the good work as well.
Thank you very much. Let's stay in touch, Mr. Tony. I was about to say Stoney. Sorry.
Stoney. Hey, it's California.
I was going to say, what was the Avenger movie who played Captain America? Mr. Stony Spark or something?
Tony Stark. He played Iron Man. Yes.
Yeah, it's Tony Stark. I was going to say Stony Stark.
Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr., who actually played Chaplin in the movie Chaplin. He played Charlie Chaplin, too.
Oh, wow. Yes, he did.
Back in the day.
Yes.
Ooh, my beard's itching. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to
Thank you for coming on, and I can't wait to have you back on my show. Thank you for coming on.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.